Today we're talking about how important saturation really is. The easiest way to do this is show you guys, so let's jump in there. So I have this session here, it's a song I've mixed before, but as you can see I've gone in and I've turned on pretty much every single plugin in the entire session except for saturation plugins. Now there's a couple minor exceptions. I usually split process the bass, so I turned off all the additional plugins, but I left the initial EQs, which is giving me just the low end in one track and just the high end in the other. Then in the drums I did leave the gates on, and I also left this one plugin on the sub kick, giving me only the sub frequencies. Other than those couple things, everything in this track is just saturation. You can see we got a few different saturation modules here on the kick, as well as a tape saturation on the snare. Toms, I'm doing pretty much the same thing, even on the cymbals. Now I did do one thing with the saturation that might be cheating a little bit. A lot of these are preamp emulations, so a lot of them have a high pass filter on them. So I did utilize some of the high pass filters built into the saturation, but that's the only actual EQ being really used. But yeah, I have saturation plugins all along the whole session, basically on every single instrument, on the keys, on the vocals, like it's on everything. And then over here, this is the mix bus. This is a trimmer. This is just turning down the output volume because I'm sending it out into my Warm Audio WA273 preamp. So again, that's just another level of saturation. So I want you guys to hear what this track sounds like with the saturation on and with the saturation off. I duplicated the master output bus here so I can have a version that has no output saturation. I tried to level match the two. So let's hear the difference with saturation on and saturation off. Now guys, of course this is not a finished mix with just the saturation. There's still a lot that can be done with EQ and compression, but you can hear just how much closer the track gets to done just by adding all of that saturation. The whole reason I did this is to just drive home the point to you. Saturation is really important and you need to not underestimate it. EQ and compression are great. They're important tools, but I think really the most important thing on any mix, on any project, whether you're using plugins or hardware, saturation is what really makes the sound of a track.